My sock.
Come on.
My sock. my slipper.
Alright, let me see.
Hey, Bubba.
Alright, before you guys start this video, it is long, so I'm going to make this nice and easy. Make it short and sweet for everybody, that way nobody just cuts out 2 minutes in and misses the good stuff. This is going to be an ice box for my air filter on my pocket bike, my brother's pocket bike that I'm making for him. Now, once I'm done explaining here, you guys can fast forward through the rest of the video and get to the good stuff. What's going on, everybody? I know it's ugly outside today, and I don't have any videos up, haven't for the past few days, so I figured I need to get something, considering I got a few new subscribers. Shout out to Troy Good Music, that's his name. New artist from Chicago, moved here to Colorado. You guys should go check his channel out. But today, I'm trying to figure out a little setup for the pocket bike. Now, to make this air really cool, I'm going to put dry ice in here. And this piece, this cap goes in here at the end. Now I have a couple ways I could do it. I could cap it off here and leave about half of this open so that it creates a tray to here for the dry ice to stay in, because this cap will be here on this side sealing it. And then I'll have a hole here that leads to a tube that runs to the air filter. And then I'll have a fan that blows air and sucks air in here, so it'll push all of this through all the way back to the air filter. Or I could cap it off here, and this will make it completely airtight, so my only source of air will be here. And then I completely seal this all the way around and put it in here, and I put my tube. Now, the disadvantage to that is the airflow. The airflow is going to go from here immediately to this cap, and it's not going to have much room. It won't go anywhere because the tube's going to be small enough to fit in here. So all that air is really going to stop and hit this and just come to a stop, really. So I think I'm going to have to go ahead and keep the cap here. That way the air has enough room to flow and be pushed from here, collect, and then go into here into the tube. You know, cool off with the dry ice here. And with the cap here cut off, I could either do it this way or this way. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to cut half of it off here. I'm not trying to flip the camera off. Cut half off, that way I get all that airflow, and it also keeps the dry ice in. Put a little air filter here on the top, and it'll all go to the air filter, which is already set up like a ram air intake right now. So I'm probably going to have to change the jet, make a bigger jet on it, maybe get a new carburetor. I don't really want to spend the money on that, but I'm going to draw up real quick what I hope the design is going to do. Draw up a couple different ones and then see which I like best, show them to you guys. Like I said, this is just so I have something to post today, because I haven't had anything to post for the past few days, which sucks because I have everything to have the pocket bike ready. So I'm just waiting on the weather to clear up and warm up to have something really good and a couple races for you guys to watch. Yes, I'm using colored pencils. I don't have any pens. I don't see why there's anything wrong with it. Some people might make fun of it, but who cares? Just making a demonstration on how I'm going to set up a little intercooler for this bike. Air cooler, intercooler, whatever. It's an intercooler for the air. Using dry ice. So okay, so option one, these are really simple drawings, but if I go ahead and flip this around, you can see here is where I would cut it off halfway. That allows air in. Up here is where my fan would blow, which is why, I don't know if you could tell that this is green. Just throw some colors in there, make it fun for whoever watches this. Air goes here, pulls this air through here, and I may increase this size. Instead of a tube, I may run it through more PVC so that it has more airflow. But right now I'm not too concerned with peak performance and whatnot. This is a prototype, and we'll correct everything as we go on. When we add nitrous and a bigger carburetor, you know, another air filter, maybe a turbo. Turbo is only if I get enough subscribers, because then when I spend the money, I can actually make it back. Right now, I'm just putting money into these videos, hoping it comes back. So, you know, I'm just taking a shot here. Just trying. Now, option two, like I said, is switching this to here and putting this here. Now, another thing I could do is put my fan directly into here, which is why I like this option. With this over here, I don't have really any room to mount my fan. So I could have the air blow directly in here, which would help push the cold air from the dry ice a lot better than the forced air, which would be half of this and this from the fan. So if I do the fan directly in here and put an air filter up here, I can have it all blow directly, and then increase this to a piece of PVC that's maybe about the same size of this square here, so around that size. And that way I don't have to worry about the air from the fan kind of just coming to a halt and blowing for no reason, essentially. So this way all the air from the fan will be blowing through 100%. And on top of that, I can run, there's a top port on the fan where I can connect an air filter, which is cool. So I'll have an air filter there and an air filter here, and it'll keep it clean and really cool. And I'll show you guys that fan. It's a little electric fan for air mattresses. Woo, can't even talk. Air mattresses that my dogs chewed up. You know, I got so mad they chewed it up, I can't even think about it. But the dogs chewed up the wire, which at the time, you know, I was mad. But now, thinking about it, in hindsight, it really worked out. Because now I just hooked the fan up to the battery, flipped the switch, and boom, we got, you know, extra air. And I see people do these videos on YouTube all the time where they throw in an electric fan and then they say, oh, it doesn't add horsepower, it doesn't do this, it doesn't do that. Like, well, yeah, when you're only adding air in, nothing else is happening. If you're helping move that air along and suck it out and extract it. You know, if you put an electric fan on a car, like they put a leaf blower or something, why not put a turbo on it? That's going to add compression to your motor, blow all the air, extra air, you know, help push them out to the turbo, more air to the turbo. I don't know, that's just my thought. I'm not an engineer. Hey, hit me up in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong, subscribe, and teach me the right way if I'm wrong. Don't just hate and spread negativity. So the second way, got my cap. I have a little air filter up here. Don't know what kind of air filter this is. I'm just drawing, just scribbling. Really, I can't draw. So all this air and when this is, if I have it this way, this is all going to be completely sealed. So even if I have dry ice and I turn this to, let's see, there, you can still see I have at least, I'd say half an inch of room for the dry ice so that it, you know, doesn't reach directly to where the air is coming. That way it has no effect on it. So I'll have that much space for the dry ice to sit. All that air will blow through here. I'm gonna get the fan just to show you guys. I'm gonna have to edit this and cut it short. Too much talking, nobody listens anyways. Now this is the second option, my favorite. It deals with less cutting, less, I wouldn't say less work, just less fabricating so that it's more airtight. The more I'm going to cut out of this, the more I have to seal, the more I have to repair, the harder it's going to be to have a truly tight fit. The way it is now, everything came as is. It's meant to be this way or meant to fit one way or another. So I'm just going to go ahead and seal this more than likely the way it is. That way I can have dry ice in here, not have to worry about too much about my airflow being constricted from the fan stopping here, or you know, anything like that. Let me go ahead and grab the fan to show you guys. Probably gonna have to, no, I won't even show the name brand or nothing. Not like it matters, but you know, just a regular old pump. This is like a garbage man turbo. Cause it, you know, I mean, to me, it's got the little out port, you know, got the little spot here. If it had the other side of the turbo with the inlet, and it could have a turbo if you have an imagination. Okay, I got one, so. Anyways, I can put the fan here, but like I said, it would be restrictive. And I can put the fan here. Now the fan can sit a number of ways. I may go with just like this, how it is here. Now this will be the front of the bike here. So all this air will be coming in. It'll be getting all this air, you know, which will be clean from the air filter. Have this air forced air. The fan, right now, I'm not worried about all this air coming in and feeding the system like I originally planned on, because I have this fan. So this fan will connect to this pipe here once I drill, a little hole. Put a little